It was an awesome showing of love and pride for the country as thousands flocked to historic Clifford Park to ring in the country's 41st independence anniversary last evening. It was a night of reverence, cultural expression, and ritual pomp and pageantry as the sounds, the sights, and the flair were unmistakably Bahamian. Dozens of dignitaries, including the country's newest Governor General, Her Excellency Dame Marguerite Pindling, and Prime Minister the Right Honorable Perry Christie, joined with Bahamians from all walks of life to celebrate the grand occasion. Kindino Knowles has more tonight on the traditional independence festivities that had a few new additions this year.
Bahamian song and dance featured prominently at this year's celebrations on Clifford Park, with an array of performances by some well-known Bahamian artists and dancers. There was also the traditional inspection of the guard by Dame Marguerite Pindling. Wednesday's celebrations began with prayers for the nation. Then came a more meaningful message from Christian Council President Reverend Ranford Patterson.
When we look back over the past 41 years, we must admit God has been exceptionally good to the Bahamas. 41 years, we had a continuation of a stable government and a stable country. We go into elections after elections without bloodshed, and for that we give God all the praise.
That, he says, is a true testament to the country's maturity. But he told government that it must possess more integrity and accountability moving forward. He also called for government to ensure Bahamians have a greater ownership stake in the economy. And as we continue to grow as a country, Reverend Patterson says we must not forget our core Christian values.
Before we leave tonight believing that all is lost, let me say we have come a long way. There was a time we didn't have much, but God kept us. We didn't have potable water, but God kept us. We didn't have cars to drive, but God kept us. We couldn't work in some banks, or any banks for that matter, but God kept us. We've come a very long way. God has indeed been good to the Bahamas.
And then there was the highly anticipated setting of the Guinness World Record for the most people blowing a conch shell at the same time, with more than 258 people participating. And as promised by conch shell orchestra director Chris Justilian, the sounds were a lot more melodious than the previous record holders. A job well done by those men and women whose names will go down not only in Bahamian history but will also be etched in the Guinness Book of World Records. But the night would not be complete without the raising of the flag at midnight. And for those that came solely for the show of fireworks, they were not disappointed. Kindino Knowles, ZNS Network News.